Hello and welcome to Otaku Talk. I'm your host OD and boy am I excited. This chapter was freaking phenomenal and I can't wait to get into it. I don't even know what I'm more excited for, to review this chapter and every incredible thing that happened in it, or for you guys to see some of this new editing that I have with my new editor who I know will do absolutely phenomenal. So anyway, let's get straight into it. So we had another cover art today, no big deal. I think we were all a little bit dreary from the cover story previously with Pound. So, you know, it's nice to take a little break here and there. And we had a nice little cover art with Blackbeard and a hippo brushing their teeth. So there's that. Nothing to speak of there. I just really want to hop into this chapter because that jaunt was phenomenal. So first we start off with poor Usopp. That man got fucked up. Yo, I don't know how he's breathing. He barely looks like he's breathing. And I have mixed feelings right now. Yes, I'm a little bit disappointed. Just a tad bit. Just because, like, they're the Pirate King's crew. They're in the new world. These are the heights they need to ascend to compete. That's just simply it. That's simply it. It's like, you know, there'll always be Usopp and Nami. They'll always be like the weakest members of the crew. However, the weakest members of the Pirate King's crew, in my opinion, should still be able to hold it down. Now, this does make a little bit of sense. They're against the Topirapo, right? Like, these are the most elite warriors in Kaido's crew. I don't know if Oda's just trying to, like, you know, stay off their, like, good fight, like have them rally, come back, and dominate, or if he's gonna have different opponents for them. Who knows? But jeez, Usopp got fucked up. Honestly, though, I gotta do a respect thread, a durability thread for that man, because Jesus, man, throughout the entire story of One Piece, this man has just tanked hit after hit after hit that should honestly kill him. And I have no clue where this durability is coming from. If Usopp was half as durable, I mean, half as strong as he is durable, like, he would be the MC. Anyway, moving on. The homegirl Otama shows up to save them. Freaking awesome. This is the part that had me chuckle a little bit. She has Hihimaru the baboon come and hold off Page One and Ulti. She says, buy us 3 minutes. Now, no disrespect. Like, they're trying to help out the homies. And no one can, come for her in that regard. But, like, first of all, Hihimaru ain't holding nobody back. Not for any amount of time. This is the same Hihimaru that got pretty much one-shot by Luffy in the beginning of Wano. And a casual one-shot. Not like Luffy was, like, going all out. He was just kind of annoyed, like, get away from me. So you're telling me that you think this baboon is going to last 3 minutes, let alone 3 seconds against the Topirapo? Otama, I don't know what's in those dongos, but, like, you're kind of bugging. She says, don't look down on us, we're samurai, and I'm not looking down on you, boo, but, like, the facts, and I just don't really see you, like, Hihimaru delaying them from any amount of time unless some grand luck occurs. But hey, that's just me. We'll see where this goes. But I respect the effort. I respect the hustle. I hope that Usopp and Nami are able to somehow overcome this, because at this point in time, I don't see how they could. Okay. So yeah. Also, Ulti isn't even helping Page One. She's not helping him at all. Like, you see in the panel that Page One is kind of just, I think, biting Hihimaru's sword, and Ulti's just standing there like, hurry up. Like, they're not taking this serious. And will that bite them in the ass? I hope so. I really hope that, like, they don't double team Hihimaru. I really hope that he has some tricks up his sleeve. Do I think he does? No. Do I think he can buy 3 minutes? No. That's a really specific time, so Oda put it in there for a reason. So we will see, but it's a lot to ask. It's really a lot to ask. Something very intriguing about this panel before I move on, and I will talk about it again, is the fact that they asked, how exactly did you get here? And Otama responds, she took an enemy ship. So anyway, moving on to the next series of events. Can I just say, Yamato is a badass motherfucker, bro. She's single-handedly taking on Sasaki's impregnable iron core, which is honestly laughable and ironic in the fact that they're supposed to be impregnable, but meanwhile she's single-handedly soloing them. And can we just talk about her tankiness? Honestly, like, it's giving me like, it's kind of reminiscent of Odin. Now, she hasn't done anything on the level that we've seen of Odin, but I'm just saying it parallels him a little bit because we know we had him back when he was trying to join Whitebeard, how he had to hold the Moby Dick for about 3 days. I might be messing up on the exact time, but I believe he had to hold on to the Moby Dick for 3 days. Then he had to, like, I don't know for how many hours did he have to, for just an hour, a couple hours, he had to hold up all these scabbards while sitting in a bowl of boiling oil, a pot of boiling oil. Jesus Christ. And he did that shit though. Now, once again, Yamato hasn't touched those levels of epic yet, but she is steadily working up her way. She's steadily working up her way to it, and I love it. By the way, what the hell is happening? So during the panel where she looks like she's about to engage in combat with Sasaki, you start to see fangs appear. And I'm just like, oh my god, this isn't even her final form. I'm just like, what? So is this an allusion to her devil fruit? Like, we haven't been told whether she has or doesn't have one, or could this be more something in line with her genealogy? So that's something I'm very curious to. I'm very, very curious to find out. And even Sasaki looked worried. Like, he actually legitimately looked worried and shocked. He obviously probably knows about whatever ability it is, but it's probably enough to. It's probably enough to strike some caution in him. He said a little throwaway line earlier, like, you're sleeping on him if you think you can fight him while protecting Momo and the Konoichi, which I take that as saying it's not that you can't beat me, but there's no way you can beat me while, like, not being 100% committed to the fight. So we'll see. Also, Yamato is a total fangirl, and I love it. Getting a little bit of Bartholomew vibes with like how much she knows about the Straw Hat Pirates and how much she likes them. And I just think it's funny that she had both Frankie's epithet down and his bounty. Like, that's some true blue One Piece fangirl stuff, and I love that. I also think it's funny how Frankie just takes her word that, like, she's on their side. Like, I know it's One Piece and it's supposed to be jokey at times, even in serious situations, but, like, come on, bro. Like, Momo is a very important character to this arc. He's a very important character to Wano. And, like, I don't know, like, hey, I'm watching Momo, Luffy told me to, like, anyone could say that. And it's not like Frankie has observation haki or, like, has the ability to, like, read people like other characters in this show. But he's just like, okay. Now, granted, you could argue Momo or one of them would say something if they were being held captive or hostage by her. That's very fair. That's very fair. But I don't know. Something, it was funny. Just something about the fact that, like, hey, I'm protecting Momo. All right, cool. Like, no questions asked. Like, that could lead to trouble later. But whatever. Hachan, I believe his name. One of the numbers shows up. And Yamato one-shots him. I don't know what skill she used. It looked really dope. But she sends this man flying and knocks him out. I couldn't tell if she hit him, if she used some kind of, like, air energy attack, or if she hit, like, a rock with her club into him. But it was phenomenal. It kind of reminded me of the scene earlier where Kaido is looking at a bounty of Luffy and sends one of his crewmates flying on chapter 824. But that jaunt was dope. I just feel like Yamato constantly is showcasing her abilities. It's just like an audition for the Straw Hats, and I'm enjoying every little bit, and I just hope we just keep seeing more and more and more of her. I hope she becomes a Straw Hat. I hope we see her abilities. And to finish off this section of the video, one thing that struck a chord with me was when she was like, Momo will be the one to bring about the dawn. And that's very interesting because I've always figured that was Luffy. Everyone has always said that about Luffy. Can there be multiple people that bring about the dawn? Um, is he a D? But probably not. But still, that's just a something I was curious about, that he would be the one to bring about the dawn. Anyway, moving on to the next series of events in this chapter. It was chock full of them. This is going to be a rather lengthy video. We finally get to see Law. We finally get to see Trafalgar. And that's awesome, right? Because we haven't seen these characters in quite some time, but they are present and they are supernovas. We also have, we recently saw Pooh and Drake, and I don't know what Basil Hawkins is up to right now. I'm very curious about where we last left off with him. But anyway, um, it looks like he stumbled upon a poneglyph. Sadly, it's not a red poneglyph, but that's not a big deal. Honestly, there's Oda threw in a little flashback with them talking about the will of D, and I really hope that he takes a shaving, makes a copy of the poneglyph for Robin to read, because even though it's not a red poneglyph, two things. One, that's fine. Poneglyphs are still important. They still give vital information. Yes, the red poneglyphs give explicit information on how to get to Raftel, but the blue poneglyphs tell the history of the world. So, some as far back as the Void Century. So this is something that could be what's written on the poneglyph could be very, very, very essential to the story, and I want to know more. Also, we shouldn't trip. I'm sure that there's definitely there's definitely a red poneglyph that Kaido has. We've been told that, and I'm sure there's other poneglyphs. So by the end of this arc, I'm sure we're gonna get an abundance of information on what that was all about. And we still have at least Elbaf to get to, so we shouldn't be in a hurry with these poneglyphs. Right now, I'm just excited to find out more information about I'm excited to find out more information about the Void Century and any the will of what the D do, pause, and just anything else these poneglyphs can tell us. Luffy has two poneglyphs so far, and we know Kaido has at least another. So, like I said, this isn't anything to trip about. It's not anything to bug over. Like, we'll get there. So we'll get that by the end of the arc, I'm assuming, or that Yamato at least knows the location, obviously, as Kaido's daughter, and who is someone who's like lived on Wano pretty much her entire life. But seriously, this is a huge mystery. I really hope Law doesn't dismiss it. He's definitely not. He's one of the more intelligent characters, so I think he will take it seriously. Next scene, we get Kid and Killer. Yo, these two are really dope. I'm happy that Killer's okay. I know he's still a smile. Still has the Joker smile going. I really hope that Chopper is able to do something for him and the rest of the people of Wano by the end of this arc in terms of curing them of that. But I just love this part just because as they're running through the castle or whatever, Kid is just collecting massive stockpiles of metal. Like, have you guys ever heard of that game? What's it called? Katamari, where like you some alien shows up on Earth and just like starts rolling and things stick to him and like it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, it feels like that with Kid right now, where he's just, as he's going, he's just bigger amount of metal, and I want to see how that plays off in the story. I want to see if he's going to launch some kind of major massive attack on Kaido, or if it's going to come in handy to block some kind of huge imminent threat. So that's a good setup. That this looks like some foreshadowing for its use. Chekhov's huge junk pile, let's call it. Moving on to the next scene. It was something I knew was gonna happen, was not looking forward to, but like I wanted to get to it so that it would be over with. The scabbards were dispatched of, just as I anticipated. As I said earlier, I didn't expect much for them. Like I said with Marco and Big Mom, when you're up against that caliber of opponent, I do believe in your ability to hold out, but for only so long until the person you're fighting gets serious or gets annoyed or just wants to put an end to this. And honestly, I'm just gonna be happy that they all simultaneously got a blow on him. Even who was it? Not Kenjiro, Denjiro. Even in that panel, looks like he's just like, fuck you. Like, it's a little like another sword slash him, but like, yeah, they're all on the ground. Even Neko and Ino, in Sulong form. So that's really sad. I thought they'd at least like still be up, but like, no, Kaido's like, all right, playtime's over. So, that's disappointing. But obviously, when a Yonko gets serious, there's just no holding a light to them. They're Yonko for a reason, and we already have one Scabbard severely injured, lost her arm, and now I think we have at least a death or two coming for a couple of them. I think Kaido sees them as threats. They've injured him. If they stay alive, they're a symbol of rebellion. They're a symbol of hope. They're a symbol of Odin. I don't see how he can keep them alive. I think he's going to want to kill all of them. I think that just one or two of them are going to hold it down for the squad, protect the rest, and help them get away. But I would be remiss if a Scabbard didn't die. Yeah, that's that. I don't want it to happen, but I would be remiss, and I really do think it would be Nico and one other, and I gave reasons for that in an earlier video. All right, the story's going on, and we're still just ramping up and ramping up and ramping up. Now we are at Big Mom. Big Mom has entered the fray, and it's almost as if Oda was saying to the audience, don't worry, she's not getting delayed here. Because, for the last several chapters, we've been seeing, distraction after distraction after, detour after detour, roadblock after roadblock. And Big Mom, as if addressing the audience, is like, don't worry, guys, I'm going straight to the main fight. First of all, Kaido don't need no help right now. He single-handedly wiped the Scabbards. So, like, joining up with Big Mom is just terrifying. Honestly, I've been worried about this since the entire arc. I just don't see how you can fight both Big Mom and Kaido at the same time. Probably the last major villain Luffy fought was Katakuri. But obviously Katakuri is not a Yonko. He's not on the level of his mother. And so that took everything Luffy had to fight him. And even that fight in and of itself was contentious. That fight was really contentious. And, you could talk, it depends on which One Piece fan you talk to, but some of them will tell you that Katakuri kind of gave him that fight. I'm somewhat in that camp. Like, Katakuri could have kept fighting, in my opinion. But I think he just decided that Luffy's willpower and his goals were better than his and decided to bet on Luffy and call it quits there. But yeah, so anyway, we have to go up against two opponents, possibly at the same time, that are both stronger than Katakuri. And we saw what Katakuri was able to do. So, I don't know. I wouldn't want to be Luffy right about now, but that's the homie, and he's going to pull this through. Also, something I was really confused about, and maybe you guys can tell me, because I want to use some help. Story-wise, Oda needs to delay Luffy. There's a lot going on in the works. Oda has to delay Luffy. But canon-wise, Luffy has always just burst in where he needs to be. Typically by a gum rocket, right? And I'm just confused why he isn't just, they're on the second floor right now, third floor. The roof is on the fifth floor. Sorry, above the fifth floor. I don't understand why Luffy doesn't just take a quick third gear, bow, break through all the floors, and just whoosh, rock it up. If you remember, originally when he tried to rock it up with, I believe it was Zoro and someone else, he was stopped by King and Queen. Guess what? They're gone. I forget what King's doing right now. He went to go dispatch the Topirapo, so he's probably back on his way. And then Queen is over wherever Apu and Sanji and Zoro are. So what's stopping him from just going up? I mean, it certainly can't be the fodder, can it? I'm probably missing something, but if anyone knows why, please let me know. But like, I get that he needs to be delayed, but I don't know. Usually Oda is really good at having tangible reasons why he can't make it somewhere. And at this point in time, King and Queen aren't there anymore. There's no one who should really feasibly be able to like actually stop him. We saw Hachan earlier this chapter break a hole in the floor, so like reason stands that like Luffy can do the same thing just upward. Anyway, this is probably the biggest part of the entire chapter. Something I've told you guys for a while is the thing I love about One Piece. It's a living, breathing world. All the parts are constantly moving. Even if you can't see the parts at the moment, they're still moving. And I was even in the background, even off screen, things are happening because it's like real life. Like One Piece's world building is phenomenal. Things don't just stop because people are on the screen anymore. People don't just like you leave their village and like that's that. Things are happening in these places, and One Piece makes sure to stay true to that and keep that in mind. And at first I was confused. I'm not gonna lie. I had to check the One Piece Reddit because initially I thought I had no clue because the biggest thing I was thinking of is what could have Sanji that shook? The same Sanji who moments earlier just fought King, basically the right hand of Kaido. So like, what could have him so shook? And the moment I read people's comments, it became obvious. It's Ivankov. I've completely forgot about how he or she laughs, and I completely forgot about the I'm just kidding part. And I think the song, a lot of people thought because of the song it was Black Maria, but honestly, I don't recall if Sanji has had a run-in with Black Maria yet, so I don't see why he would have a reason to freak out so much. It just really seemed like he was using observation hockey, and he detected the presence of Ivankov, and then he had some really bad Newcama Island flashback. But yeah, I think it makes total sense that it's Ivankov. Now, a lot of you are like, wait, what's Ivankov doing here? Is she with the Revolutionary Army? Why would the Revolutionary Army be here? You guys have to remember, what was the Revolutionary Army doing in Dressrosa? They were trying to shut down the weapon trade of Doflamingo administered by Kaido. They found, I forget her name, Koala found liquor iron ore. We still don't know anything about that. It could possibly be one of the materials manufactured in Kaido's weapon factory. Something we probably all forgot about, the weapon factory that he has. So, two birds, one stone. They probably found out all about what's happening here. They may possibly need Luffy's help because once again, there's news about Sabo. I'm gonna get into that later. But there's reasons for the Revolutionary to be here. It could very well be Black Maria. I just don't think so. I think the combination of the laugh, the just kidding, and then the sheer cringe and terror on Sanji's face is indicative that it's Ivankov. But if it is her, I'm concerned because he simply can't fight her. I know a lot of people are tired of Sanji's trope. Get over it. It's who he is, and he won't fight. He won't fight her. and he's going to stay true to his character. That's something that doesn't happen in One Piece. People don't just randomly do things outside of their character without good reason. Without good reason. But Oda has made a point to show that when it's a decision between staying true to who you are and death, those are the options that whoever's in the situation takes. There have been so many characters, if they had lied, if they had just, thrown someone under the bus, if they just acted a little bit outside of their character, they would have been fine. Would have been absolutely fine, would be alive to this day, and didn't do so. And it's part of the larger picture of One Piece where Oda is trying to tell us that nothing is more important than your dreams. Nothing is worse than living life like not content, not doing what you want to be able to, and it's better to die living your life to the max than to the beat of someone else's drum. And I respect that and love that about this story. But yeah, like I was saying earlier about Sabo, we still don't know what happened to him. Was he captured? Will his identity as a Celestial come into play? Because part of me is like, if you guys remember when we first got the news, on the chapter Big News, like 920 something or the other, Big News Morgans or whatever is attacked by a CP member who's basically like, you can't print that. Now, earlier we're told that definitely the government would want to let it be known that they captured such a high-ranking official of the Revolutionary Pirates. So I'm trying to figure out, what exactly did they not want him to print? Did they not want them to print the death of Sabo? Which obviously he's not dead. He just got the Mera no Mi. Like, there's no way that like Oda's gonna kill another one of Luffy's brothers without Luffy having a chance to like do anything about it. Which I think may lead into a whole new Sabo rescue arc where Luffy has to save Sabo, and this is kind of like a redemption arc for his failure to save Ace. Who knows? But maybe his identity as a Celestial has something to do with it. Maybe that's what they released. They would probably release that he was captured, and it's become known that he's also a Celestial. We have no clue yet. I think that's gonna be a chapter 1000 drop, but we'll get into that. Back to why I think the Revolutionaries should be here. Dragon has some connection to Wano. We have the tattoos. We've had allusions sprinkled throughout the story. So he has some connection to Wano. We know he has an extensive information gathering and collection network. So that's another reason. Like I mentioned before, Kaido and Orochi have the weapon manufacturing going. It could be where the liquor iron ore is coming from. We haven't heard anything else about it since it was previously mentioned. So maybe this is the time where we find out a little bit more about that. Also, I want to know about what happened to the others that were with Sabo, like Karasu. I forget everyone that went to go rescue Kuma, but we know is something bad happened to Sabo, but we're completely devoid of any information about the rest of the leaders of the Revolutionary Army. I think Bello Betty would be a phenomenal revolutionary to have right now. She's the one that has the rally fruit that basically just inspires people and bolsters their strength. I think in a place where like Wano, where all the members are defeated, dejected, have been subjugated for so long, I think that would be great if you just bolstered the morale of all the Wano citizens. You have a whole army of people ready to fight. Honestly, though, the Revolution Army seems really stretched too thin, though. So how I think it could just be Ivankov. It could just be Ivankov. It could be Ivankov and some other helpers. They just seem really stretched out. At the moment. I forget. Originally, they all went to separate places to help people. The Marines are stretched out right now. I'll get into that later. Jory Bonnie might show up. She has a stake in this too. We don't know her true age. I think she could be I forget what it was. I have to review either the wife, the grandmother of Kuma. So she has a stake in this too. She could show up. But yeah, there's a lot going on right now. And so let's talk about Chapter 1000, because it's been alluded for a long time now that Chapter 1000 is going to be huge. Here are my theories. Here's several things I think is going to happen. One, we're going to find out about Sabo. What the hell happened to Sabo? Two, we're going to find out about, in addition to finding out about Sabo, it's going to be a redemption arc. We might find out about the current whereabouts of Blackbeard and Moria. Last time we heard about them, Blackbeard had stolen the invisibility fruit from Moria's crewmate, and so Moria set off to go fight him. We don't know how that exchange occurred. I would really love for Moria to show up on Wano because he has beef with Kaido. We don't know what happened to the with the invasion of the ex-Shichibukai. In case you guys don't remember, the Shichibukai system was dismantled, and they sent Marines to capture all the Shichibukai. Honestly, you gotta send admirals to do that. You're dumb for sending anything other than an admiral to handle that. So, also, don't forget the CP0 are there. CP0 is at Wano right now. So there's a lot going on in the works. Like, don't forget the Big Mom Pirates are around. There's a lot going on. There's so much going on. The Big Mom Pirates are there. But mostly I'm hoping we find out what happened in the paper the most on Chapter 1000. I'm hoping to find the big news that shocked the world. Something I said I was going to go back to earlier was Otama saying she came in on an enemy ship. All those people I listed are potential. Revolutionaries, probably not an enemy, so probably not them. But I don't think she would call them an enemy. Her only enemies are really the Beast Pirates. But anyway, it could have been the Revolutionary Army. Could have been Big Mom's Pirates. Not really. Like, her dog thing is way too huge, and like I just don't see how she could have stowed away. My overarching bet is that she came in on one of the pleasures or whichever ones have like partial body transformations, gave them Kibidongos and forced them to bring her. Which, by the way, Otama could possibly be single-handedly the linchpin that makes everything else work. She probably is the catalyst for the success on Wano, because we've seen that Kibidongos are something they're accustomed to, especially in the prisons. Everyone eats them. So let's say that, like Mr. Morja, a popular YouTuber, is saying right now, the Fire Festival ends in failure, right? So what happened? What do people do when they win? They celebrate. So possibly during the celebration, she could sneak in a bunch of her Kibidongos. It's an entire Zoan pirate crew. So once she does that, she would have control over a huge chunk of Kaido's crew. Or you have the best sniper in the game in Usopp. Hopefully after he recovers, she can just Usopp. And then Usopp, just keep passing it to Usopp. Usopp shooting Kibidongos in everyone's mouth. Boom. Same thing. We have allies now. Extra points. Extra points if Chapter 1000 ends with the return of Orochi and Kenjuro, because them niggas not dead. I'm saying that now. I'm saying it loud and proud. I'm not wrong. If I am wrong later, I'm not wrong. It's like, but I truly don't believe they're dead. I think Orochi's only one head got cut off. I think it's one of those like Hydra kind of things where you have to kill all the heads on him. So I think he's gonna come back. Kenjuro, I think he's gonna come back. That just seemed too easy. There was too much there for it to be an off-screen fight, and they're both from the same clan, so I wouldn't put it past Oda to bring them back. So thank you for bearing with me, by the way. We are just at such a phenomenal point in the series, and I'm excited, and I can't wait to see where it goes. Please like, share, and subscribe this video. If you have any comments, suggestions, recommendations, please, put them below. I'm very interested. Anyway, you guys have a great day and take care. Peace.